Hey, Minute Bash, 18th September 2025. Do pray that you're all doing well. Something that I just came across here that I found interesting enough to share with you. Several things, but this one particular thing. Trump was in Great Britain yesterday getting the King's treatment from King Charles.
From the window of Windsor's Victoria House, a glimpse of a host awaiting his guest. A presidential arrival by air from the ambassador's mansion to the King's castle. This was to be everything the president wanted, everything Britain could offer. Greeted first off Marine One by the Prince and Princess of Wales. Every step of this mapped, planned, choreographed. And watched, too, the President and the First Lady, a relationship scrutinized by some, hand in hand. This, then, the beginning of an unprecedented second state visit, hosted by the King at the request of the government to dazzle a president precisely because he has proved to be a man of such huge, unpredictable consequence. The transport to the castle, the Irish state coach, all of this pomp and pageantry with a purpose. Through the California Gate to the sound of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, the Star-Spangled Banner, written by Francis Scott Key of the Key Bridge in Baltimore that was destroyed by a container ship at the very end of the Jewish holiday of Shushan Purim, incidentally. Remember, it was Shushan Purim 2020, 3/11, the day the pandemic was declared in 2020. What a coincidence, don't you think? And the Francis Scott Key Bridge was destroyed exactly 77 weeks ago. 77 sevens to the day.
All the stops pulled out, all the King's horses, all the King's men.
Couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. They're not even gonna try. They're destroying everything in order to implement the new Golden Age. The new Atlantis.
Along Frogmore Drive to the castle. And in the quadrangle, with the music, the brigade of guards, a guard of honor. All this for a president who has so proudly, so intentionally upended the world order. All this for a president who has so proudly, so intentionally upended the world order. His flip-flopping on Ukraine, his on-off alignment with Putin, the tariffs, the language on Greenland, on Canada, his consolidation of power at home, all of that hard for America's allies, but...
Is it just me, or is it odd that the King is just following him as though he's a subservient little puppy?
Not a reason for distance. No, the calculation by the British government is that all that is a reason to pull him closer, to flatter, to seek to influence.
The ultimate influencer.
There was a tour of the castle and the history which binds these two countries, the roots of the special relationship that transcends difficult presidencies.
That's so amazing.
They looked at the first edition of the writings of Captain John Smith and his arrival in Virginia in 1607. The security planning for all this has been huge. The Beast, his armoured limo, flown over as always, but here to move the president only around the grounds of the castle.
Of course you had to have the Beast present just to shuffle around the King's castle grounds. Pathetic.
To St. George's Chapel, a moment to pay his respects to the late Queen at her tomb. And it is a deep respect, that is clear. He has talked so often of his fondness and his affection for her. With the president in the chapel, his key White House staff. It is the reminder that all this is about much more than pomp. There are deals to be done.
But you know, for all that we've seen here over the course of the day, something has been missing. People. It's all felt a bit sterile.
Tonight, the state dinner will have all that we'd expect, but more too. The guest list, many big business names, industry, tech, and finance. That will be the focus of the day ahead.
And the 17th of September, yesterday, which was also Elul 23, which on the Hebrew Jewish calendar was 9/11 in 2001. Keep that in mind. But as of yesterday, September 17th, while Trump is being schmoozed by the king, it was the exact date 238 years ago that the Constitution of the United States was signed, the very same day that he's in England, the alleged country that we allegedly fought a revolution against for our alleged freedom. So there's something going on here, that there is obviously a major shift when it pertains to the United States in particular going on here. A turning point, if you will. And it also happened to be day 7/11 of Israel's false flag genocide on Gaza.
Because I was down there, down on 7/11, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down. If I'm president, it's going to come back so fast you won't even believe it. You watch.
A turning point is upon us indeed. And incidentally and technically speaking, when that occurred on the 10th, which was the same day I put out my video on 9/11, it was, in fact, just for the record, 9/11 in the eastern part of the world, in China and Australia, New Zealand. It was 9/11 when the turning point occurred. 9/11, I did a video and it was pulled down from YouTube. And after arguing with the AI, it was determined that they will not repost it. And the reason was hate speech. Think about that. What's her face there? The Attorney General Blondie there came out the other day and said, we will absolutely target you for your hate speech.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, you guys, and I hope you're all in peace in Christ. This is the only way you're going to navigate through this stuff without going absolutely insane. You got to really be selective and limited as to what you look at and what you take in as truth, because the deceit is thicker than could possibly even comprehend. So it's incredibly important that you do that. Also, yeah, they put this giant statue of Trump, a golden statue of Trump with a Bitcoin in his hand, out in the Capitol somewhere. And Trump is 79. Did you know that gold on the elemental chart is 79, and Trump is bringing in the new golden age?
The golden age of America has only just begun.
As he's pulled around in a gold-gilded carriage by the King of England, whom the United States allegedly had a revolution against, in Boston, or Lexington, Concord, but essentially Boston. And on the same day he leaves for England, a Spirit Airlines came dangerously close to Air Force One. And it was Spirit Flight 1,300 going to Boston. Don't forget the marathon bombing 13 years ago coming up. And another flight caught fire in Boston. So you have this evident coincidental linkage here. So I did think that that was worthy of sharing, that the Constitution was signed on the exact day that Trump is over in England being schmoozed by the king. And remember, Trump was referred to as the second George Washington.
Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
So there is, in fact, a revolution coming. A rebellion is more like it, because we're getting close. As we see that day approaching, it is becoming more and more evident that the enemy is about to burst onto the scene. And if you're not prepared, you're not grounded, you're not in Christ and with the Spirit of the living God in you to discern what's good and evil, you're going to be deceived. Period. End of discussion. It's going to happen. So, just wanted to share that with you. I do pray you're all well. Sincerely, I do. God bless each and every one of you. Peace and grace to you. Many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,